Good afternoon, Luke's News Summary. Fogbe Claw. The University of Liberia has announced a change in its semester for the academic year 2020-2021. According to UL President Dr. Julius Nelson, as a result of consultations with stakeholders, the institution will now run what is termed as a blended semester. Dr. Nelson says the blended semester will now afford students the opportunity to register for the in-person or the online learning method. Addressing a news conference on Monday, the president of the University of Liberia disclosed that classes for the revised semester will commence on the 25th of August this year. Dr. Nelson revealed that the UL administration previously adopted the 100% online learning to help in the fight against the third wave of the deadly coronavirus in the country. The UL president added that before adopting the e-learning method for this semester, several consultations were held with stakeholders, including the Ministry of Education, the Commission on Higher Education, UL faculty, staff, and students. Dr. Nelson noted that unfortunately, students who had problems with their online learning and the technical delay in commencing the semester resolved to engage in violence instead of dialogue. He further registered his displeasure over the violence action demonstrated on August 2 that led to several persons sustaining injury and properties damaged. Meanwhile, the president of the State University of Liberia has vowed to punish those who organized and unleashed terror on the Capitol Hill campus of the university and surrounding communities. Dr. Nelson, who again condemned the action of the students, noted that the right to protest can be exercised without engaging in violent behavior. He further reminded the students that violence has not solved any problem in the history of the country, emphasizing that the university continued to teach students to choose dialogue as a way of addressing their grievances. Dr. Nelson also indicated that findings and recommendations from the investigation being conducted by the Office of Student Affairs will be implemented to the fullest. The Dean of the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law at the University of Liberia has termed the distribution of the Legislative Engagement Fund as an act of official corruption. Councillor Nimbali Warner is calling on civil society organizations in the country to challenge the legitimacy of the process through the Supreme Court of Liberia. Councillor Warner, who is also the board chairman of CENTAS, spoke recently at the launch of a document called Collection of Liberia Anti-Corruption Statuses. The document, in the form of a handbook, allows auditors, investigators, and other actors to easily access different laws from it. In remarks, the chairman of the Law Reform Commission, Councillor Bwaka Kane, said the handbook is a very useful tool for the fight against corruption. Councillor Kane urged the government of Liberia to muster the political will in the fight against corruption in the country. The Law Reform Commission chairman used the occasion to blast lawmakers for allocating under themselves the controversial 30,000 United States dollars. Councillor Kane furthered that there is no instituted mechanism for lawmakers to account for the fund. The commander-in-chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia has been arrested. Over the weekend, the head of the EFFL, Emmanuel Gongwe, took to his Facebook page to inform the public about his arrest warrant issued by the Supreme Court of Liberia. At the latter part of July, the group took to the Liberian legislature by surprise when it chained various entrances of the Capitol building during the lawmakers' section day. According to their group, their action was in protest of the recent disbursement of 30 United States dollars given to each lawmakers for what they termed as the legislative engagement funds. Briefly, in foreign news, Tanzania's president has said there were people who doubted she was qualified to lead when she first became head of state because she was a woman. Samia Suluhu said some don't believe that women can do better, that can be better presidents, adding that she has come to disprove them. In March, the 61-year-old was sworn in after her predecessor died in office. She is currently Africa's only female political head of state. The Ethiopian presidency is a ceremonial role. And a major UN scientific report says human activity is changing the climate in unprecedented and sometimes irreversible ways. The landmark study warns of increasingly extreme heat waves, droughts, and flooding, and a key temperature limit being broken in just over a decade. The UN chief says the report is a code red for humanity. Luke's News Summary, I'm Fogbe Club. Good afternoon.
You just listened to 5 minutes of news from our news center. Fogaclaw returns at 6 o'clock for 45 minutes of news on Lux Radio, the University of Liberia Radio Broadcasting from our Fender campus in the township of Louisiana. Very shortly, we link up with our colleague there on Capitol Hill. That's the UR President is up next on this broadcast. Please stay tuned. Oh, I beg a pardon. Something is happening here. I'm going to make some adjustment quickly. So please let me bring you my team's home. You are President a full hour discussion of activities of the University of Liberia with its president, Professor Dr. Julius Julukon Nelson. Please stay tuned for your President R. A pleasant welcome to your President on the University of Liberia Radio. This is a platform that allows you or gives you the opportunity to discuss activities of the University of Liberia with its president, Professor Dr. Julius Julukon Nelson. My name is Alfonso George. Welcome you to this edition of the program. When I come back, I will talk to President Nelson. Please be my guest. Welcome back to the program. Please stay with us for the next 1 hour as we discuss activities of the University of Liberia. Professor Dr. Julius Julukon Nelson, let me say good afternoon. Welcome to your President R.
Thank you very much. Happy to be with you today and look forward to our interaction.
Okay. So let me ask first, how are you doing? How was your weekend?
It was a wonderful weekend. We had continuing our consultations with members of the cabinet, the faculty association, staff and student leaders. And so we are happy to start a new week.
Okay, that's great to hear. Okay, so the president of the university is going to read a prepared text from the press conference today. So, Mr. President, we can just join you now to read a statement before we go into other things.
Thank you. Administrators, faculty, staff, and students, members of the general public, one and all. On the 21st of June, 2021, the incident management team and the Ministry of Health announced that the Delta variant of the COVID-19 hit our shores, and Liberia was experiencing a new wave of infection of this deadlier and more contagious variant. Existing health protocols were revised and reinforced. The University of Liberia was then in the process of commencing the second semester of academic year 2020-2021 as a public university that is concerned not just with academics, but also the physical well-being of our faculty, students, and staff. We were constrained to make some adjustment in our academic schedule. Against this new reality, a UL administration consulted with students through their representatives, with faculty through the UL Faculty Association, with staff through the UL Staff Association, and the UL Joint Administrative Council and Faculty Senate, and they arrived at the decision to run a fully online semester with flexibility in a bid to eliminate the possibility of a contingent involving students or members of the faculty on any of our campuses. We consulted with the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Education and the National Commission on Higher Education and gave reasons beyond our decision to conduct a full online semester with appropriate flexibility. Unfortunately, the start of the e-learning semester was delayed by more than 2 weeks due to a combination of technical and non-technical challenges, which pushed us into additional consultation with stakeholders and partners, GSM companies, Liberian Telecommunication Authority, LTA, and LITEPCO were approached through the initiative of the Minister of Finance and Development Planning to address the question of reliable internet access for students and for faculty. Let me use this occasion to express our gratitude and thanks to the Minister of Finance and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning family for its tremendous assistance in helping us to facilitate these additional consultations. However, due to some unexpected technical difficulties encountered while integrating our systems, the module e-learning platform experienced some performance issues right at the beginning of the semester. These issues led to challenges faced by both faculty and students. Our technical team, in collaboration with our service providers, was diligently working towards a solution when the August 2nd incident occurred. During this period, however, we also have kept track of the COVID-19 situation and changes in the numbers reported by health authorities. These numbers now indicate a significant decline in infection rate, improvement in the statistics, and the availability of a new batch of vaccine, as well as rapid testing kits, provided us an opportunity to rethink the conduct of the second semester of academic 2020-2021. On the basis of these developments, and in consultation with all stakeholders, the University of Liberia hereby announces a revert to the blended learning for the current semester. This allows us to have as many traditional in-person classes as possible from the perspective of full adherence to the health guidelines which are still in effect, and as much e-learning classes as necessary. Cognizant of the fact that Liberia is not fully out of the third wave of the COVID-19 spread, and that the health protocols are still in place, participation in the traditional learning aspect of the blended learning semester is conditional. 1, everyone must wash hands at the gates of our campuses and wear face masks at all times while on campus. 2, students signing up for in-person sections are highly encouraged to take the COVID-19 vaccine or must present as a specified interval negative rapid test results. 3, the number of students allowed in a section will be determined by the size of the room assigned to those classes. And 4, university employees and students are expected to uphold all other aspects of the revised COVID-19 guidelines released by our health authorities in the Republic of Liberia. With these changes affecting the conduct of the current semester, a new calendar of activities has been released by our Office of Academic Affairs. Classes at the University of Liberia will resume on Wednesday, August 25th, 2021, and end on Saturday, November 27, 2021. Recently, aggrieved students of the University of Liberia, saddened by the technical challenges associated with the fall e-learning semester, elected to exercise their option of expressing discontentment through protests on the Capitol Hill campus. While this is allowed at the University of Liberia, it unfortunately degenerated into violent episodes and was extended beyond the campus perimeters. There are reports of multiple injuries sustained by students and staff, as well as the destruction of properties on the Capitol Hill campus and parts of Senegal. We strongly condemn these acts of violence perpetuated by some of our students and assure that all, at the conclusion of the ongoing investigation, those found culpable will bear the full weight of the rules and regulations of the revised student handbook of the University of Liberia. The right to protest can be exercised without resorting to violence or compromising public peace and safety. Violence has never resolved any problem in the history of our country. That is why we continuously teach the men and women of the University of Liberia to choose dialogue over violence as a path to resolution of grievances while respecting their rights to peacefully assemble and protest, as well as the rights of others. We must continue to build a culture of dialogue and peace at the University of Liberia. As we return to class after the Flag Day, we appeal to men and women of this university to be patient, cooperative, and be assured that the administration is resolved to give students the best possible learning experience during these COVID-19 trying conditions. Thanks to all the members of the University of Liberia family, as well as our strategic partners for the immeasurable support as we brace ourselves an amazing blended learning semester and experience beginning August 25th, 2021. Thank you and happy Flag Day in advance.
The president of the University of Liberia, Professor Dr. Julius Julukon Sarwolo Nelson, there with a prepared text read today at the press conference, and it's happening now as well. And so we're just going to go into that. In the text you just read, you talk about engaging with the students, and I really want to know from you the level of engagement, because the points, among the 4 points, you have a negative test result to be shown at some point in time during our activities here, that is a semester. You also have in that text classes to be arranged as per the size. But I'd like to know from you at what level the student, especially those who were aggrieved, I should think that they have a leadership. So at what level were they involved with this discussion that has reached us this far? Are they in agreement with all of what was?
Mr. President, did you get me? Across the board. The Vice President and Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Sekou Kone, and his team met with student leaders in the UL auditorium on Friday with a representative group of student representatives and leaders of the various student organizations on campus, and they had discussion on these different issues we are sharing with the university family for the way forward. The Vice President of Academic Affairs met with the leadership of our faculty association, and the Vice President of Administration had discussion with the leadership of the Staff Association. Our Vice President for Health Science also had discussions with our colleagues and friends at the Ministry of Health, preparing us with all of these different pieces to come today with the way forward as we move our university for teaching and learning to continue as of August 25th.
Okay, so I'd like you to go back to the issue that has to do with presentation of negative test result. I'd just like you to reiterate that just for the sake of our listening audience.
Come again.
So I'm taking you back. I'd like you to kindly go back to the portion of it that has to do with at some point in time, students will be allowed, to present a negative test result. I just like you to redo that, for their listening purpose, so that understood that they understand it better.
We are encouraging faculty, staff, and
I think that should be
voluntarily to take the vaccine shot. We are happy that we have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine that is just one shot at a time that will be available. And so we are encouraging all our students, our faculty and staff to voluntarily go and do that. Additionally, since the health protocol is staying in place, and since we are creating opportunity now for the traditional face-to-face, we still have to ensure that the other members of the university community in the classes on campus are also protected. And that is why the maintaining the washing of the hands and the wearing the face masks and all of that will be law. And those that will not take the vaccine, we just hope that you prepare yourself to share with us a rapid test results that show that you are okay to join the other colleagues at the university in the classroom or around the university community. And even people coming on our campuses, we hope that they will follow the instruction to also wear their masks, wash their hands as they interact with all of us here at the university community.
Now, talking about people getting ready to show some proof of either you've taken the vaccine or not, I just like you to tell us what has been put in place to do that. How they go? I mean, are we going to identify who has taken the vaccine or who hasn't? What have we put in place to do that?
Well, we are working closely between now and our starting of classes. Our COVID-19 team at the University of Liberia will make sure that we have the different outlets for washing hands. We will make sure that people coming on campus are wearing their masks to monitor, to check people coming in and out. All of those are just different steps that we are ensuring for all of us to prepare ourselves to have a safe environment for teaching and learning to continue. And we can continuously appeal to the faculty, staff, and students, especially to our students, that where we find ourselves now and why the health protocol is in place, we must continue to ensure that all of us put in the preventive measures so that we will have a wonderful environment for teaching and learning. And so we encourage everyone to take the vaccine test, and those that will not want to do that, we hope with the rapid test situation, we can then prove that you are negative and then allow you to enter classes as we move up and down.
No. Okay, so then please speak to us a little bit about, in fact, are we going to provide buses as usual to bring our students? What has been put in place for that as well?
Yeah, that what we will ensure, and people that will be using the buses as they enter the bus, there will be that inspection. And if for some reason you're not fitting or meeting the requirement for that, we just want you to cooperate with other colleagues that will be doing that, the staff, because the staff themselves who are part of the university community, we must make sure that they are safe. So as you enter buses going up and down, please cooperate with the different measures that is in place so that we'll have a healthy environment at the University of Liberia.
Mr. President, I'm concerned our campuses, are in fence, and there will be people or students, so to speak, coming in. I'm still on this, test result thing because I want us to get it clear to them. There will be students coming in, and we may not have the capacity, right, to intercept everybody. So we want to know what is going to happen, because it's obvious that sometimes some of the guys will argue with other security officers or those who are responsible, to conduct these kinds of activities. What will happen if, for example, a group of students, will decide, hey, we haven't taken the COVID vaccine and we still want to come to school and we are not prepared to take?
Well, if you're not prepared to take the COVID-19 and you're not prepared to observe the health protocol, then as a student of the University of Liberia, you are directly telling us that you want to cause problem or chaos at the university. You can't ask us for a traditional process for face-to-face learning and then at the same time say you will now observe the health protocol. We are under obligation with the public health emergency as the state-run institution to observe those emergencies. And so we are making the availability of the online option for you and then the face-to-face. And that is why we are insisting that those who will be opting for the traditional face-to-face, we need your cooperation for the safety and health of the other members of the university community, that you please cooperate with having a rapid test result that can be shared, or you take the vaccine to be on the preventive side for the rest of the community. And if for some reason you are coming on campus or entering the bus and the staff person asking you to wear your mask or asking whether you are taking the vaccine, we hope it will be positive in our discussion and there will be no need for the staff and our students or faculty to get into any other complication in light of these new adjustments we have made for the second semester of academic 2020-2021.
Mr. President, I also understand that during your deliberations with the Ministry of Health, some discussions were held to provide us with additional a testing center, maybe in our facilities.
Yep, in those discussions, in addition to the other health facility that will be utilized that have been announced in the various communities, we agreed that they will help us get one or two other stations here on our campuses to help facilitate the exercise for those who will be deciding to take the vaccine shot as they prepare themselves for the beginning of the second semester as we prepare ourselves for August 25th.
We're going to come to those who have already registered, what is there, what arrangement is there for them, but I can now take some calls. You may call me on 0777-277-288, 0777-277-288, or 0880-768-161, 0880-768-161. Those are the two numbers to call and be a part of UL President R. The president of the University of Liberia, Professor Dr. Julius Julukon Nelson, as usual, is on his program, and of course is for you, either a student or staff, whoever, to seek answer to some of the concerns you have. So call us on 0777-277-288, 0777-277-288, or 0880 768-161. And Mr. President, you talk about number of students being sent to a class as per the size of the class. I'm thinking you could be running into extra, sections of being open. Do you have a capacity? Do you have the professors?
Well, we will deal with that because the Academic Affairs Unit is having a meeting on Wednesday with chairperson and deans of the various colleges to ensure that the issue of sections that will be online and sections that will be traditional face-to-face will be put into place. We can't change the infrastructure we have. Therefore, for classes that we're taking 50 people to observe the health protocol and the appropriate distancing, we might end up having just 25 students in that particular class to meet the demands of the health protocol. And that will lead to section in that process, but the deans and chair will see what we need to do if we have additional sections for the traditional face-to-face and getting the appropriate part-timers who can help us do those particular sections. But the call for cooperation of the students who will be opting for the traditional face-to-face. We cannot have an overcrowded classroom, and therefore when those adjustments are made, and we'll make the announcement from the Academic Affairs about sections that will be available for the face-to-face. We hope students will then take the appropriate measure to see how we make that adjustment.
Any cost, additional cost, or extra cost attached to this kind of enrichment now?
Cost for the university, yes. Cost for the student, no.
Hello?
They just require to pay their registration fee, have registration complete, and then get into the system. But these adjustments
No,
suggest
not for the student.
cost for the university. That's why I say yes. To have an online investment process for what we are doing, at the same time have transportation, moving students back and forward. All of those come along with costs, and therefore we are making the appropriate adjustment to prepare ourselves for those additional cost variables that we have to deal with in the context of where we find ourselves right now.
077-277-288, 077-277-288. Let me go to the line and talk to my very first caller. Hello. You're kind of low. Can you just speak a bit louder? Low. Maybe you could just make some adjustment. Yeah, I should think so. Hello. 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 I'm okay. The line is kind of low. What's your name and where you call from? Welcome, Balabasi. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The president will respond to your concern. Hello. 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 Yeah, you okay? Go ahead. Welcome, Mr. Miller.
Alfonso?
Yes, sir. Can you get them?
We're not hearing the questions.
Okay. Yeah. Are you getting him now, Mr. President?
No, we're not getting the questions coming.
Miller? Okay. So go ahead. I will relay the question to the president. It's not getting you. Just be brief. Hello. Tim Miller is off the line. Hello. 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 What is happening to this line? Hello. Yeah, but I'm getting you, but you are not coming through. Hello. I mean, you're not getting me. Is that, hello, is that Miller? Hello. Okay, so let me adjust this line and see what is happening there. Hello. Hello. Yes. How you doing? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's this. I mean, that's a discussion on the way. He just said that. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. Hello. Hello.
He said he can't hear the question too.
I don't know what is happening to the line. Mr. President, I will relay the questions.
Okay, that will
Let me talk to this caller. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Your name or you call from? Welcome to the program. Just make your question brief, please. Yes, go ahead. Avi, say go ahead. I got your name. Hello, Avi. You could be having problem from your end. I was getting you loud and clear. Call me on 0777 277 288, 0777 277 288, or 080 768 161. Mr. President, the earlier caller wants to know as to what is going to happen to register those students who have already registered now that we are coming back to a blended learning semester. What is going to happen to them? He wants to know.
Okay. Was that the only one you got clearly?
Yes, so far.
Okay.
The other guy did not really come. Yeah.
All right. The student who have registered
and yeah,
and did their registration for a total online opportunity for the semester, when the adjustment is completed by the chairperson, deans, and academic affairs, it will then make that available, and you can then make the decision as a student of the university whether you want to stay online with your courses or keep some of them online and some of them face-to-face. That option will be available for you to make that decision as a student of the university. And based on that decision, then your completed schedule will reflect the adjustments you have made, either choosing going back online or doing some online and some face-to-face. But you will have to make that decision after the adjustment are made by the chairperson, deans of colleges, and released by the Office of Academic Affairs.
Okay, so the second concern was something that you already addressed, whether there will be center anytime to come, for the 19 test on campus.
Yeah, there will be centers, but I want to encourage our students, staff, and faculty in the various communities. The traffic is not high. We want to encourage them, just walk to your nearby community health center. It's a good thing to participate in the taking of the vaccine, as we are being encouraged by our health professionals in the Republic of Liberia. It gives you more than 50% chance of being prevented in that whole exercise. So while we are discussing the logistics of those areas on campus, in your various communities, let me encourage you to take the vaccine if you're making that voluntary decision to take the vaccine and prepare yourself for our reopening on August 25th.
We have a challenging weather today, so the internet is kind of fluctuating here. But you're listening to your President R on Luke's FM 106.5, the University of Liberia radio. And of course, we are broadcasting from our Fender campus right here in the township of Louisiana. Let me go to the comments section and just take a few. That's Emmanuel Edmond Bawi wants to know as to whether admission process will continue. Jala Hiama, hope I got your name right, wants to know as to what will happen to students who already paid their registration fee. I don't know. I think this is the same as the one you just responded to, but those are two concerns. Let me see. Okay, somebody is appreciating your efforts. I can't quite find the name. The name is somewhere up there. Let me check for the name of that student. Let me see this person. I'm trying to check for the name of this student. Okay, I'm not getting there.
Let Dr. Zina respond to the admissions process.
Okay, Samuel Toer is appreciating your efforts. Said, yeah, Mr. President?
No, that was asking Dr. Zina to respond to the admissions question and the continuation of admissions.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Dr. Zina, you could just respond to those two for now.
Yes, following the announcement today, we will ensure that students have enough time to continue their registration. Registration will continue to the 31st, the end of this month, 30th of August. So we are encouraging students not to panic. We give them all the time available to ensure that the transition works out very well. We are meeting tomorrow, our team in the Academic Affairs office, followed by a meeting with the deans and chairs on Wednesday, so that we realign the adjustment that we are making to ensure that students have an option of going online as well as face to face. So that will be given due consideration. So students should not panic. And those who have already paid, there's no need to worry because it will just be realigning your registration to adjust to your preference.
Okay. So, but Mr. Zina, sorry, Dr. Zina, just before you go, what can you say this new arrangement has brought to your work as Vice President for Academic Affairs?
Like we have always heard, we are in a new normal. The new normal in the sense that you can plan everything you want to plan, but the world is not normal anymore. We have climate change, we have the viruses, but as human beings, with all the talents God has given us, we listen. And I'm very happy that I followed the conversation with the students and the other stakeholders. One thing came up very clearly, that they are not opposed to blended learning. So at least that's a good platform to start from. That some are willing to be online and some are willing to go face to face. So we are at least starting from a win-win standpoint. What we all want, and we are sure it will happen, is that the online component should work, and we know that that is going to work because that was the main area of contention, that the Moodle platform should work, and we've done everything possible to ensure that that will work by the beginning of classes on the 25th of August.
Okay. Mr. President, there is Ibrahim Masale. They need the completion of Wi-Fi at David A. Strice Singh.
Yeah, that is in the process of work. Dr. Wakins will respond to that question.
Okay. Dr. Wakins, how you doing? Welcome to the program. Hello, are you there? Dr. Wakins? Can you get me? Okay, we could just take another one until we get Dr. Wilkins live on the line. Let me check down. Okay, Alex Laminu Decent Kia, who is watching. Where are you watching us from? From Sinker. Okay, let me scroll further down to see additional comments. Dr. Wilkins, is he online now? I'm trying to get some comments.
You're not hearing him.
No, I'm not getting. Okay, I'm not getting him until we can get him. Let me try for additional comments. Would there be a vaccination passport? Is that? Oh, a vaccine passport to distinguish. Oh my God, to distinguish from those who come and out of the campus. Would there be a vaccine passport to distinguish from those who come in and out of campus? Somebody is asking that question. Let me see. What do you mean? Jeremiah? Yeah. Jeremiah Henry Zia. Okay, sorry. Jeremiah Henry Zia wants to know whether there will be a passport for vaccine for those who come in and out of the campus. I don't know whether they got passport for the vaccine. And the president will respond to that for you. Okay, so commendation from Hooch's Destiny Lloyd is saying to you, you are a true product of the university. Commendation for you, Mr. President. Okay, somebody, okay. Jamel Zion Brown is also thanking you, Mr. President. Moaba Zau, thank you as well. Can someone please help me to understand what the president said about this semester? Okay, Bob Tilly. Bob, is that Teeth or Telf? Sorry if I just missed that last name, but it's Bob Telf, I think. He wants to know as to what you've said about the entire semester. Is that what you're saying, Bob? Oh, wow. Okay. Let me go down this. Okay, I can just start to Jala. Okay, Jala. Yeah, the semester or classes will resume on August 25. So, Mr. President, you could just respond to a few of those comments.
Yeah, I see a question from Samuel Toby about whether we are working hard to fix the problem. Dr. Wakins is responding to that we'll be working closely with the TEPCO and for the David A. Strauss campus Wi-Fi situation. And we'll work on that to ensure that they have that opportunity for internet connectivity at the David A. Strauss. Secondly, we've been working since last week with the technical problem. Our technical colleagues led by Dr. Wakins and the team have been working hard, and we believe from all indication between now and our resuming on Wednesday, the 25th of August, we will be able to put those situations under control, and looking forward to the online classes for those of you that will be opting for the online to have a safe situation as we move forward. But they are working on that even over the weekend. We continue discussions that will improve the technology for our module platform working for our online classes. Somebody is asking when will the blue button be placed on and the offices be reopened officially to students after the suspension. Dr. Zina, I know the e-learning platform will be ready by the opening of school, and we are working with our services provider to digitally ensure that all will be well. That's the response I see here from Dr. Wakins. Yes, there will be a vaccine unit on our campuses. We are still working on. Dr. Dan is leading that negotiation, but in the meantime, we are encouraging faculty, staff, and students to use those different health posts in your different communities so that you can make sure that you will not have to be in a long line to get the vaccine as we move forward in that process. I know that all around the various communities, there are different areas that you can go to take the vaccine. So please utilize those situations or opportunities. By the time we get the ones situated on campus, on Capitol Hill, Findale, then we'll see how we can utilize that one for those who didn't have the opportunity in their various localities.
Mr. President, I'd like you to kind of throw a special light on the comment from Jala Yama. He says here, we are not going online. So I think you should, come back to speak to him.
Well, student Jala is using his human right to not be online, but you should also understand beside him, there are 19,000+ other students at the university who want that option to be online. And since student Jala live in a community of people who should be the cream that are cream of the republic with various views and perspective, he can utilize his right to come to the traditional face-to-face. But that shouldn't stop other students from opting to do the online classes. That's why the community allow for we to have the options for students to choose from. And so while he utilizing his right to not come online, let him also know that other students have the rights to also be online.
All right. Call us on 0777-277-288, 0777-277-288, or 0880-768-161, 0880-768-161. be a part of your President R on Luke's FM 106.5, the University of Liberia Radio. 0777 277 288, 0777 277 288, or 0880 768 161. And I'm trying to scroll down to see what I can get some more comment. Okay, most of these have been responded to. Okay, more commendation. Let me go to the top of this comment box to see what we see something that we haven't touched, but I think the president has responded to all of the comments here. So call us on 0777 277 288 288 or 0880 768 161, 0880 768 161, and be a part of. Yes, Mr. President.
No, I was saying that we should all remember that the university is not a homogeneous society. We come from different perspectives, and so student Jala, who is indicating that he will not go online, I have gotten information from other students that want to remain online, and therefore, in this mosaic, it's a catch-22, and since we will meet the needs of all the students, we will provide opportunity for those that want to remain online to be online, and those that want to do the traditional face-to-face to have that option in the context of the current health protocol that is in place under this public health emergency to ensure that all of us will have the opportunity for teaching and learning. And therefore, we hope student Jala and others who are thinking the way he's thinking to give some consideration to know that he alone is not a student at the University of Liberia, and there are other students who want various options to make sure that they can still achieve their learning process while they are preparing to leave the university and go to the greater society.
Okay. The president of the
University of optional. Even the face-to-face is optional. To come to school every semester is optional. We only know that you are a current student based on your registration. So coming to a university is not compulsory. It is optional. It is you that make the decision to take the entrance exam, and when you pass the test, because it is not the regular secondary classroom, you choose which courses you want to take, when you want to come to school. All of those are being optional. And therefore, you have the option to be online or the option for face-to-face. And it should be understood that the whole process for your tertiary education is optional based on your thinking, your liking, but respecting the rules of the university and also respecting the rules of the republic in the context of the health protocol. I was sharing with somebody that to go to the market, you don't take entrance tests. To go to a political rally, you don't take an entrance exam on an aptitude test. To come to the University of Liberia, you sit the entrance exam, and when you pass, we give you an ID number and give you the student handbook that you will cooperate, work with us in the context of the student handbook. And that is why you do in an academic institution. And that is why we always want to appeal for dialogue, your cooperation to have a teaching and learning environment here at the University of Liberia.
The president, I'm going to have to, call you a day because we kind of experienced a technical problem.
That's last question.
That is coming in from the internet system here. The weather is kind of terrible today. So, any final thing you want to say before I let you go?
George, somebody is asking, but they add new button. Yes, when the adjustments are made on the platform, they will then show where you can add. If you're making any adjustment, add on or subtract in that particular process. So there will be no problem. But let the Academic Affairs Unit meet on Wednesday, make the appropriate adjustment that will be available for you students to make the choice to remain online with some of your courses or do all or some of them face-to-face in the traditional teaching process.
Yeah, Mr. President. So we have to leave it at that.
I know that my VP for UR Relations, VP 12, is in the background. So before we close, it will be good to just hear from him on the way forward that we are going. VP 12, let's hear from you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for another eloquent, expected presentation of the President's Hour. Thanks to the host George and all the folks at Lux FM and the collaboration with UR Relations, Director Thomas Kaya, our Director of UR Relations, and Director Jenny Jalakoli, our Director for Media Relations at the University of Liberia. What we're trying to do at the university, members of the general public and our university students, is to ensure that we combine both the traditional form of learning that we are all used to and all relish with technology. Even the way we are delivering the content on the President's Hour, where the president sits in his office, with the use of technology, he's able to communicate not just via radio, but via social media to students here in Liberia, but also to university stakeholders outside of Liberia. The University of Liberia is a big family. And so it's so old in terms of its existence. And we have been left behind for the most part. I think what the president is trying to do, working with all of us, is to ensure that the university play catch up. And to play catch up, we have to think out of the box. We have to innovate. We have to be creative. We have to use technology. You know, the benefit of the last century did bring enormous innovations and creativity here in the world. So we're just trying to use technology. So e-learning, online learning has been around. We are just trying to experiment with it. There will be challenges, there will be difficulties, but to suggest that the University of Liberia should abandon the investment that we have made over the last few years is not going to happen, and we encourage our students to take advantage of it. There will be challenges, but we got to all work together to address those challenges. This is essentially the message that the president has given us today via his special address to the university family. So during the course of this week, we will engage with members of the general public through select media institutions, where some of the things that we are trying to do will be communicated. We will definitely relish the feedback from our students and members of the general public. Thank you very much for the opportunity, George, for yet another beautiful presentation on Lux President's Hour.
Well, let me express our gratitude to our faculty, our staff, and our students in all the discussion and consultations we've been having to come up with this way forward for the university to continue teaching and learning. We are also thankful to the government of Liberia, the Ministry of Health, and all our partners working with us to ensure that we can make available opportunities for our faculty, staff, and students to have the vaccine taken and be sure that we do the prevention before we get into a situation that we will not be able to control. So thank you all very much. Let us look forward to putting the logistics in place, our people taking their vaccine, and then on Wednesday, the 25th of August, we will launch into the deep to continue our second semester of academic 2020-2021. God bless all of you. Let us have a wonderful new week in the month of August. Bye-bye. Go and get George.